Hello, you divine, infinite human beings. You are all that is, ever has been, and ever shall be. Your divine, infinite source, your divine, infinite love, your divine, infinite truth. You can transmute anything through love. This is the third time I've began this video. And I don't think it's a coincidence that every time, this is even a private video, but every time I start talking about 5G, I get a phone call or something gets interrupted. So I have spent the past 2 months here in Italy being very vocal, being very rebellious about this, and actually also trying to figure out what the whole thing was out, live on live videos and on my own YouTube channel. And I've put everything together, and I am convinced that this entire lockdown is about 5G, the new 5G One World Order. The old, they're willing to let themselves be shown now, which is a good thing, because they don't need to hide anymore, because they are already hiding in a net that has been encircling our planet, and it's been being put in place for a long, long time. Satellites are all over our planet, so much that we can't even see the stars anymore. And this is the last phase that they had to lock everyone down, to keep them away, to keep them in their homes, to keep them from seeing what they were doing in secret, which was installing the visible part of the towers and the apparatuses and laying the lines, the fiber optics under the streets in all the cities all over the world. They had to do this in secret because there was a huge outcry against 5G by everyone on the planet and by responsible healthcare professionals and scientists, and they had to stop it. We were doing our job, which was raising our voice and speaking out. And because we were doing that, they decided to completely take total control, tyrannical control over us, and put us in our houses, muzzle us, to keep us from speaking out, to keep us from seeing what was going on, and herded us into this net, the internet, which is being highly, highly censored. The rate it's being censored is criminal. So there's so many crimes um, being carried out against humanity right now that it's an outrage. It's a planetary outrage. And I felt like I needed to speak out about this injustice. And I have done so with great, great difficulty and great challenges to myself, not only being, you know, targeted on the internet by trolls, that's the least of mine, but also being targeted by this 5G beam steering capacity, which has the capacity to hone in on your devices and also the users and create um, havoc in your physical body. All right. I'm going to talk more about 5G now and how to deal with it, because it's something we have to deal with it on a spiritual basis, because we are spiritual beings. Everything is spiritual. And this is about divorcing you from your spirituality. So everything they want you to do, I say, do the opposite. So right now, you can see this mind control in place. 5G is a weapon. It was developed as a weapon. It can be directed at enemies, and it can kill people. It can disperse crowds. It can change the waves in your brains and algorithms in your brains, and it's used for mind control. It can incite you to feel anxious and nervous, aggressive. It can incite you to acts of violence. It's been used by the military to incite, one group against another, so they didn't divide and conquer, so they didn't have to go in and actually use their weapons. The factions would actually fight among themselves. It is complete and total surveillance, complete and total control over every aspect of your life. That's what it is. And they've been putting these satellites in the around our planet in a space fence for a long time now. There was one so bright in the sky the other night I couldn't even see the stars. And they've been doing the final phases, because 5G has been around a long time. The final phases, which is the visible part of erecting towers, of tearing up the city streets and laying fiber optics underground and attaching apparatuses to light posts. And their goal is to